guys.
Everyone sends Simon photos of your feet.
Oh, I don't like your feet, Lee. I don't like your feet. Oh, man. What is going on? We'll not get murdered live on this stream today. And I say I'm dead. And I move. So Sarah bought me this.
Just to get my feet all clean so he can lick the shit out of them.
That is disgusting. Oh, that's cool. That's super cool.
And this is the first time he has ever written me a card.
If you know, you know.
I don't.
Yeah! This is my best ever! What is going on, guys?
Hashtag feet guy. Oh my god, your webcam is so far up.
Don't, because then they can see my dirty ground. Anyway, what's going on, guys? Sarah tricked me into doing a stream. She said, if I do a stream tonight, will you give me a half an hour massage?
It's worth it.
Half an hour, that's a long time. Quickly say hi to people who were tailgating. We had Remy Q. What's going on, mate? Chip Getler in the house. Perry was lurking in the background. We got this guy. And we got some werewolf. What's going on, mate?
Not going to highlight the best comment that's been sent in the chat. There you
go. I don't know. Don't know if it deserves a highlight. And what's going on, Mad Spidey? What's happening? So I've had this entire month off work. And it's finally coming to an end.
What did you accomplish?
Literally, it was the fastest month ever. I literally accomplished nothing. I sat on my ass a lot. Because normally at work, I'm on my feet all day. So I get a lot of steps in just from a day's work. And I went from doing, 11,000 steps a day at work to just literally sitting on this chair in front of this laptop. I edited a lot of videos, though. So I'm very... I've got some good ones coming out, too. So... tomorrow night, I'll probably release the vlog of the week where Lee was here last week. So it's not, I know, got that. But then we went and visited my brother finally the other day, and that was super cool. So I got some sweet toy videos coming out. Super pumped to get those ones out. But yeah, it was a pretty quick month. It's coming to an end. And steps.
Former steps guy.
Yeah, I'll be getting my steps back up once I go back to work.
He gets his kick now just by looking at other people's feet.
Yeah, well, you know what? Since you're giving me so much shit. So my first day back at work, I'll be flying up to Queensland. And Sarah's been saying for a long time she wants me to take her to Queensland for a holiday. She wants us to go to Movie World. And I've been like, I want to go overseas with Sarah. You know, what's the point of spending money on a trip to Queensland locally when we can just put that money towards going to Japan or something? So she keeps begging to go to Queensland. I'm like, nah, let's not go to Queensland. And now work is flying me to Queensland. And we're going to Movie World for free. They hire out the whole park just for us. Well, not us, but, you know.
So as Mark from Big City said the other day, like, I hope he has fun. But what did Mark say? Mark's version of it was, I hope he has fun, but hopes he, like, not too badly, but hurts himself a little bit. My version of it is, I hope he has fun, but I hope his favorite ride is closed.
So they did the same thing like 4 years ago, maybe. We did the same thing. So work flew us up there. It's so we go up there and all the big brands come down and they show us all the stuff that's coming out, all the latest TVs and technology and all this sort of stuff. So it's that, and then that night they literally hook us up with dinner. We go out to the theme park. They hire out the whole place. There's booze, there's food, there's music, there's rides. It's
what he's like leaving out is like, yes, it's 3 hours at the park, but it's also 3 hours on a bus to get there and back.
Yeah, that's the worst thing because I don't like talking to people. So like I'll be a snob and just bring some headphones. Anyway, yeah, that's a good little rant to the start. What else? Yeah, so it was a quick month, but I'm going back to work, but at least my first day back is going to be fun. I read some books recently.
Yes.
Yeah. So
Okay.
people don't believe that I read. So Sarah was saying to me that I should start reading 3 books a night, which is what I used to do. When I first started, I was like, try to read at least 3 issues a night, which is not bad, not bad. I'm not a very quick reader. So I decided, you know what, I should just catch up on all my favorite series first. Anything that I actually enjoy reading, catch up on all that stuff first. So I read the most recent 2 issues of Someone's Killing Children. Very good still. It's funny, some issues of Someone's Killing Children, it's like if that was a show, one issue sometimes is like 3 minutes worth of show. Quite a few times at Harvey's, but we just went to strippers. Yeah, I don't think JB is sending us to the strippers. What's going on, Paolo? So yeah, I read that. I also caught up on House of Slaughter since I didn't catch up actually. I only read 2 issues because I'm about 5 or 6 issues behind.
Yeah, it was up to like 14.
Yeah, so I read the end of the previous story arc, which was a tough read. Anyone read that one? Girls of Scarlet.
It ends up making a little bit more sense when you move on to the next story arc.
So I'm guessing because House of Slaughter I thought was all going to be about Aaron and his story, but it's not. It's literally just.
It's not called Aaron.
Yeah. Well, it's not called Erica.
It's called. She's following Something's Killing Children, but it doesn't always just follow her.
Yeah. I want to reread. Did you read the Book of Slaughter?
Yes.
That was
good.
Really enjoyed it. I was just like right deep into that, just like this is cool. But that's the
drama-esque.
Yeah, that's all. And what have you been reading?
Dragon Ball Z.
Yeah, you've been reading Dragon Ball Z.
I have not fallen behind a lot of comics, but I haven't been reading any comic books really, other than Something's Killing the Children and Lovesick. That's it. If it's not one of those 2, Dragon Ball Z. That's it. Was the
Lovesick ending good?
Yeah, it was. She left it open, so I said to you.
Don't spoil too much.
No. So she left it open, so if she wants to continue more about the character Domino, she can. She doesn't want to.
Now I know she doesn't die.
Spoiler alert, Domino doesn't die.
Because I find a lot of comics that I read, especially miniseries, I rarely will read a miniseries where the ending is good. Like, for example, The Me You Love in the Dark.
Yeah, but a lot of
I didn't like the ending. I thought it was a great series.
How much can you do with 5 issues? Or even
just have an ending.
The Closet, 3 issues.
Oh, The Closet was just like, oh my god, what's going to happen? And then it's like, oh, nothing actually happened in these 3 issues.
Because it's just open-ended. It could be whatever you want happens.
I just feel like sometimes, like for example, The Closet, I feel like there was a story that didn't need to be told. With the ending, it happened. I was like, what? Nothing happened.
I enjoyed it. I enjoyed reading that.
I enjoyed reading it because what I like about it, if you leave me wanting to read the next issue, then you've done a good job. If I don't care anymore, then
yeah, The Me You Loved in the Dark, one of my favorite reads ever.
That was very good, but I just didn't like the ending. It went too comic book in the ending for me. You know, do you know what I mean by too comic book?
I mean, she fucks a ghost.
What
could you want? But
you can see that happening in like a movie, like a porno movie.
Isn't that literally like Ghost? Isn't that something like that?
Yeah.
It's literally.
Yeah. So why didn't you like the movie Ghost?
It was old.
They always nearly left without a conclusion. Yeah.
Well, it's kind of like the ending of Your Name, if you want to put it that way. You know, it just ends with them running into each other, and then that's it. What happens after that? Who knows? I would like to know. I would like Your Name too. Is it going to happen? Probably never. But
didn't like that
we get our little kicks. Yeah, well, I don't like you that much. Don't make fun of my favorite movie. But we get little things like the next movie that the same writer released, Weathering with You, actually shows both the characters just before they run into each other, like them living their normal day-to-day lives.
What's that?
It's another movie. It's called Weathering with You. It's based in the same universe as Your Name. Same
writer. Is that the one you watched?
I went to the cinemas.
Okay.
So, like ages ago.
Okay.
But yeah, you actually see both the characters before they run into each other, like at the end of the film, which was pretty cool.
I just think that was quite confusing, that movie. You know, so Sarah likes. It's hard for me to watch movies with Sarah. In fact, I've gotten to a point where I just don't bother anymore. I'm just like, hey, I'm going to watch a movie. You can lie on the couch.
We watched a movie together the other night. We watched Babysitter.
Yeah. That was a great movie. It was fun. But there's some movies I'm like, I think Sarah might like this one, right? So she likes romance. Right?
I like movies that make me want to bawl my eyes out.
So I was like, let's watch Ghost, because Ghost is an all-time classic, one of the best chick flicks out there. And she was like, that movie's weird. I'm like, what? It's got one of the most classic cinema moments in history with the
I don't like
the clay.
No, I understand. I understand people find clay things sensual. All I can think about is how much clay is going under their nails, and I hate the feeling of anything under my nails. So I do not find clay attractive.
Tyler, we did watch that movie.
Yes, we did. I forgot to.
So she suggested that. And you know what's funny? So Tyler suggested the movie, and she watched the whole thing. Like, she only pulled out her phone maybe twice. But like, I'll say, hey, why don't we try this movie? And like 5-10 minutes into it, she'll be on her phone. And some of them are classics, like classic movies you can't get her to watch.
You want to know a secret? And this is the reason that I haven't bought it. I didn't end up bringing it to Tyler that we actually watched it. I think I gather what happened, but I think I may have accidentally fallen asleep for at least 45 minutes of the film. It was late at night.
I can't remember.
It was late at night that it happened. That we were watching it. Sorry. This one at the end started asking me questions, and I was too embarrassed to tell him that I fell asleep. So I was kind of like, I don't know.
I thought it was a good movie. It was an odd one for. I wasn't, because I went into it not knowing anything about it, which probably made it better. But yeah, I enjoyed it. I haven't seen that one.
I haven't seen Marley and Me either.
So another movie. Did you watch Red Dog with me? Did we watch that together?
Yeah, I saw that in cinemas with my grandma.
Okay, so Red Dog was one that people always tell me it's really sad. You'll cry. I'm like, anytime you tell me a movie's gonna make me cry, but let's go, right? And it never makes me cry. Marley, all the animal ones are always tough. But the thing with Red Dog was the part that makes you cry wasn't what I was expecting. I won't spoil it, but like, obviously I was expecting something to happen to the dog, but it wasn't that at all. And I was like, oh, okay, this is pretty sad. But a tear will never roll. But Marley and Me, that's a good one. Have you seen that?
No.
I like those feel-good movies with dogs in them that make you cry at the end, like Turner and Hooch.
I like romance films that make you cry. Like, every time I need a cry kick, it's either I'll watch Your Name or Fault in Our Stars. That one gets me. But yes, Tyler, that is why I haven't brought it up to you yet, because I actually want to go and watch the second half of it again. I just hadn't had the time to do it in secret because I didn't want to tell him that I fell asleep.
I like time travel movies.
You didn't like Your Name?
It did have that, although I must say I was kind of confused actually at the end. Tyler, we won't spoil it here, but we'll talk to you about that one, because I was kind of confused at the end. I was like, hang on. Yeah, I won't say too much more about it, just in case people want to watch it. But yeah, it was good. It was definitely a mind fuck at the end. $100 bet unless you hate dogs.
I can hate dogs.
That's why John Wick's so good. The first John Wick is so good because someone kills his puppy dog.
Yeah, and
then he's like, I'm going to kill everyone in the world.
Have you seen Fault in Our Stars?
I don't think so. I think I'm getting it mixed up with. Is it got that guy who's in that movie that was like the Beatles movie? It's not the Beatles movie, but
the Baby Driver. That guy is in it.
Oh, okay. We watched Baby Driver recently.
That's good.
That was a good movie.
I'm
surprised she stayed awake for that one.
I saw Fault in Our Stars 3 times in cinemas when it came out, and I will watch it at least like once or twice a year and just bawl my eyes out.
I don't know when it was, but I think it was when I did the Hangout stream last time. I started off talking with John's Comics with Kids, and I was telling him how I love movies that, especially movies that have a sad ending. I don't want happy endings in movies because life ain't always a happy ending, boys and girls. So if you can give, and obviously happy endings are predictable. If you show me an ending where it doesn't end on a high note, then I'm like, oh, like I was saying, we were talking about.
Fault in Our Stars definitely does not end on a high note.
Some of my favorite films, and I've rewatched a lot of them recently, was Requiem for a Dream. Whew, killer ending. Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind. I watched $1 Million Baby. Oh, there's some of my favorite movies, guys, just in case. You know, one time, so again, for work, I used to work in a different department. I used to work with the movies and DVDs and stuff. So once a year, they used to fly us up. I think it was to Queensland as well. They didn't do the movie world thing, but they used to fly us up there, and then all the movie companies would tell us all the movies that were coming out. So we're in a hotel room, right? And I'm with 3 complete strangers. We all have the same role at our work, and they're all talking about movies for ages, right? And I'm not very talkative when I'm around people I don't know that well, so I'm not saying too much, but every now and then I'll chime in. And then this one guy, like when we're talking, I said something, and then he looks over him and he goes, "So like, what kind of like, because they're talking about all these like artsy fartsy movies, right?" And he looks over me when I said something. And he goes, "What kind of movies are you into, man? You seem like you're just into comedies." And I was like, "Fuck you, man. I like anything but I like comedies. Comedies are good."
I hate comedies. I can't do comedy films.
Yeah,
like obviously done right.
Name the 2 worst films ever. One of them she said was super bad.
Super bad. And Pulp Fiction.
And Pulp Fiction. What the? Which proves Sarah doesn't like good shit. So here's another example of Sarah not liking good shit, right? So
here you go. Here's another example of you not liking good shit.
What?
I'm giving you shit.
Okay.
Yes.
So we recently, I got the new Star Wars game yesterday. It's still downloading, by the way. I was going to do a stream yesterday. I don't know. It was 2 days ago we bought it. Anyway, at work we had a trading deal. So Sarah's like, "I'm going to trade in some old games." So one of the games she traded in was Zelda Breath of the Wild, and I haven't played it, but I looked at it, I was like, "Isn't this like meant to be one of the best games of all time?" And she goes, "Yeah, I didn't like it." And I was like, "What?" And you know what else she had in the trade-in pile? That new Harry Potter game. And I was like,
I'm not going to play it.
I was like, "I want to play this." She goes, "Yeah, I didn't like it." I was like, "But I want to play it." "Yeah, but I hated it."
It's not that, no, I didn't say I hate it. It's not that I don't like it. I just know I'm not going to play it. So what's the point of me having it there when I could get some trade-in credit for it and buy something else?
We actually ended up getting Star Wars for free because she traded in the Zelda one and
Pokemon Pearl. Because
yeah.
I managed to double up because I bought it on release and then I managed to lose it. Well, so I thought. And then I bought it again. And then I found it the other night, so traded that one in. Yeah, I don't know. Well, when Superbad, it's got one good scene in it. I find that the McLovin scene.
How long has it been since you watched it? Because maybe just you weren't ready. I thought it was Superbad's one of those, like, it's like a clever.
Both those films, one of my ex-boyfriends made me watch, so I don't know if it's got a bad taste in my mouth because of that. Pulp Fiction was like one of his all-time favorite movies. He had like a hard-on for Quentin
Pulp
Tarantino.
Fiction is great. In saying that, there's some of those Tarantino films I didn't like the first time around. Pulp Fiction, I think I liked because it was the first time I saw that story jumping back and forth kind of thing. In fact, I did video production for my final year of high school, so I stole that idea. So I did a story about these guys who were like screwing over a drug dealer, and the story gets retold like 5 times from each person's perspective. I kind of stole that, obviously, but it was the first time I'd seen a movie like that, so I thought it was fantastic. I didn't like Kill Bill the first time I watched it.
I like Kill Bill the first time.
Second time I watched it, I loved it. So
I didn't like From Dusk Till Dawn.
I didn't like From Dusk Till Dawn the first time. You know why? Because I went into it wanting to see a vampire movie, and then there was vampires for the last 2 minutes. But
Django's good.
When I rewatched From Dusk Till Dawn, it's just got such good dialogue.
Yeah.
Like, I like movies that have great dialogue when, I don't know, it's just fun. Yeah, I know. She just likes bad shit. I don't get it. I mean, she hates good stuff, is what I'm supposed to say. There he goes. One of his all-time I should rewatch Superbad because I remember it being pretty awesome.
As I said, I showed this. I think I showed Simon the scene on TikTok the other week. The original McLovin with the ID. Yeah. That's top tier comedy.
I think you need to give it another. I think we should rewatch it because I wouldn't mind watching it. I like all those movies. Like Pineapple Express. It's a good movie. What was I going to say?
But like, you know, it's same sort of deal. Everyone's got different tastes. Like, not a lot of people like watching films just to cry, or films that they know are going to make them cry. Whereas, like, I like to just curl up in bed and watch a film that's going to make me bawl my eyes out.
I like putting myself to the test. Anyone in the chat know, I've told it a few times on my channel, what was the one movie that made... No, you're not allowed to answer. You're not allowed to play. There was one movie ever that made one tear roll down my eye. I'm not going to say it unless someone guesses, but I've told the story a few times. What's going on, Kenneth?
All right, can we get started on...
No, not yet. We're having a fun chat with the chat. She was trying to get out of here early. She's like, I just want to train for 20 minutes.
I just hang out for a little bit.
Well,
It's not often that I suggest to do a stream.
Yeah,
so.
but there's always an incentive for you when to do a stream. The first, like, the part of the contract is if she does a stream with me, I have to go to bed early. Tonight, she's like, if I do a stream tonight, will you give me a half an hour massage? I was like, I guess so. I did want to squeeze in a live stream before my holiday ends, I guess. My so-called holiday. What didn't you like about, I bet you she couldn't even tell you.
It's been a very long time since I've watched it. It would have been 16? 16? But I don't know though. The logic of watching it because my ex showed me, I don't know. I watched a regular show with him. I love regular show. But yeah, I don't know.
Pulp Fiction is awesome. I haven't watched that for a long time either. But I actually haven't seen many Tarantino. I haven't seen any of the more recent ones.
What about Django?
Haven't seen Django.
It's good.
He
said Django.
The last one I saw was actually I didn't like what's the war one with like Brad Pitt and Inglourious Bastards. I don't know why. It just didn't interest me. The dialogue didn't interest me.
Apparently the new one's weird. The Hollywood one.
I heard it's not bad, but it's mixed reviews on that one.
Actually, another movie that I really don't like I love Leo and I usually love like every film that he's in, but I cannot stand Wolf of Wall Street.
I haven't seen that. It's meant to be good. I heard it's a great movie.
I've shown Simon 2 scenes from it, and there's the two Margot Robbie scenes, like Queen. Love that shit. The rest of the movie, I didn't.
My favorite Leo movie is Basketball Diaries. Again, I
really liked that one that we watched. The money one.
Catch Me If You Can.
That was good.
But Basketball Diaries, I love junkie movies too because they never have good endings. We did watch the Super Mario Brothers movie a couple of days ago.
That was very good.
Yesterday?
2 days ago.
2 days ago? Did my PlayStation just turn off again? What is going on with that piece of shit? Seriously.
Anyway, before this one raged out, yes, we did we saw it on Friday.
I thought it was very good. It was very well done. I don't think they could have done it any better. I loved everything, like the music.
I hated Toad's voice. Every time Toad spoke, I kind of wanted to hit my head against the wall. But apart from that,
Stepmom. What movie is that? I know that movie.
I don't know. I don't want to ruin your day, Tyler. Am I going to receive my books with like little tears in all the covers and with like Pulp Fiction written on the inside of each cover?
I know. Sarah just...
Santa!
She doesn't... The problem with Sarah as well, she just doesn't give things a chance. Like, sometimes it can take...
I don't have, it's, the ADHD in my brain.
When you watch
it doesn't interest me within 2 seconds. I cannot.
You need to learn how to appreciate film. Like, for example, I was watching when I rewatched $1 Million Baby recently. It's a slow film, but you kind of learn to like the characters in it. Like, it's just two grumpy old men working in a boxing gym, It's, yeah.
I watched some. I even quoted that movie to him the other day. Well, made a reference. Not really quote. I referenced the movie.
That's why I just don't bother. So, yeah, when I watch a movie now, I'm just like, Sarah, I'm going to watch a movie. You can sleep on the couch if you'd like. Because there's no point in just even asking
her. You always ask with my feet on his lap.
What's going on, Sanimation? Santa, I took a photo for you today. We went to a toy fair today, and I saw this tub of VHS tapes. I don't think I'm really going to be able to...
You saw a tub and then thought of you.
I don't think I'm going to be able to actually... Did I take a photo? Yeah, I did. You're not really going to be able to see it in...
Oh, Ghost in the Shell?
It was just tubs of... Oh, there you go. Tubs and tubs of anime VHS. There you go. Cowboy Bebop, Ghost in the Shell.
Santa, come to Melbourne.
More goodness there. Yeah, so we went to a toy fair today. We didn't spend a cent. Actually, no. So we went with Bo from Aussieverse. He walked out with a Blu-ray. he spent $15 on a Blu-ray at a toy fair. There was a couple of good things. There was a few things that I wanted, but like they were reasonably priced, but I didn't need them. I'm getting better at that. There was like a Red Hood McFarlane figure from Arkham, which is like $30. I was like, it's like cheaper than when they're brand new. There was this Aliens NECA figure for $55. I was like, oh, I wouldn't mind that. There was a Wall-E Lego thing that she wanted that was $400.
The only thing I wanted, it was $400.
She was like, buy it for me. He's like, I can't even afford this $30 Red Hood toy. What are you talking about? Yeah, Mario is super cool.
$400 is too much money. Like $400, like you could do a lot with that. with that, I could pay off the money that I owe on my Millennium Falcon Lego set still.
I don't think I've seen Less Than Zero. Is that a junkie movie? Is it? Interesting. I saw this movie called Christiane F, which is the most hardcore junkie movie I've ever seen. And David Bowie makes a cameo in it. It's about this girl. I think she's a big David Bowie fan, but he actually makes a cameo. I think he plays himself in it. But you literally see them shoot up and shit, and they live in this disgusting house. That was the most full on. Hey Ben, what's going on, mate? Oh, cool. Yeah, I try not to do reviews on my channel because I'm just like, it was good.
I have a lot of respect for people who are able to do like spoiler free reviews. I don't know what I would be able to say without like, you know, explaining a film. Like it takes a lot of skill to be able to explain, you know, a story without actually telling what happens in the story. Bed sounds nice. I don't blame you. Have a good night.
That's what I'm saying. 2 movies you didn't like. Yeah, just don't worry about her anymore, guys. I'm the best part of my channel now because I like good shit. What's going on, Joe?
Everyone, that's subjective. Everyone likes different things.
That's true, but everyone should like some things.
Just like everyone should like Your Name, which is my opinion. You don't.
Look,
Tyler loves it as well.
A lot of people won't have seen Your Name, but straight off the bat, Tyler, if you've seen it and you love it so much, they don't explain the body swap thing very clearly.
That is the point of it. And I said this when Simon mentioned something about this movie on a stream the other week, and I messaged Tyler straight away because I knew Tyler was watching the stream as well, because I was getting very frustrated because he was saying the same sort of things. And I said to Tyler, I can't remember exactly how I worded it, and I was like, I say this with love, but sometimes he's a little bit slow and he didn't understand, and that's okay. But it does explain. It's one of those movies. A lot of movies you go into, you don't know what the fuck is going on.
There's a reason my channel's called Simple Simon.
So there's nothing wrong with that. But I was getting frustrated because he was saying, they don't explain anything. The entire movie does not make sense. Yes, it does. You just have to actually connect all the pieces as it's happening.
Becca's the collector's. Oh, so I also was it during my time off when I watched my first Studio Ghibli movie.
Yes.
And I decided to, like, Sarah gave me the choice, so I chose Totoro. My Neighbor Totoro is what it's called. It was boring as fuck. I was like, what is this movie? Again, it's a story I feel like that didn't need to be told. Not a lot happened.
The point of watching them is like, you know, sometimes you don't want a movie that's hey, Friends is great. Love you too, Santa. Hey, I hadn't watched TV like normal free-to-air channels in like years. But every time Simon and I have dinner, we always put on free-to-air now. And on channel 10 Peach here, it has constant reruns of Friends and Big Bang Theory. So the two of us just watch a shit ton of Friends and Big Bang Theory most nights.
Like I like Friends, but I was also into Seinfeld before that. So
see, and Seinfeld's also on that channel.
Yeah, so she's not. And I understand Seinfeld's not for everyone. I feel like you had to be there at the time when it was out to appreciate it. I don't think
when was it out?
Like early 90s, early
so
to early 90s.
When I wasn't alive. Okay, that makes sense then.
Well, I do feel like Friends holds up better for like today's generation.
It's funny.
The style's a little bit odd, but Seinfeld, I don't know if it holds up. I mean, it holds up for people who watched it back then. It's still funny because we understand the characters and their traits and things like that. So,
Grave of the Fire. I've never actually seen it. That's one I have.
I don't think I've seen that either.
Spirited Away is very good. My favorite though is Ponyo.
I don't know if it's anime. Ponyo's your favorite, is it? Is that the one of the fish?
Yes. It was my first ever Studio Ghibli film that I watched, so it has like some sort of like nostalgia.
Does it slow as like Totoro?
No, it's beautiful. It's a beautiful film.
I'm glad Totoro was only 90 minutes. Ponyo.
Ponyo, little fishy in the sea.
I don't know what Archie Bunker is.
Thank you, Tyler. Every time I say I don't like Seinfeld, I swear I always get knocked. Ham! Ponyo! Ponyo love ham!
Yeah, isn't it crazy how famous Seinfeld got when his jokes are just like, I mean, look, some of them I guess were funny, but you know when he toured, right? He would just tell those same jokes. Like his final tour, like he did like his final retirement show, which was like for the last time or something. He just did all the shit that was from the show and stuff. I was like, what? That's really lame for a comedian.
Pun your love, so scared.
All right, so we reached half an hour. I guess we can do the thing. The whole point of this show is like, let's show the stuff we got today. So yeah, today we went to the toy fair. We didn't spend anything because we literally had no money, except for Bo. He bought a $15 Blu-ray
Go Bo.
that had all the Frankenstein movies. I thought like 10 Frankenstein movies on one disc. And yeah, I wanted things. You only wanted one thing, but yeah, we didn't get anything. And then after that, we drove all the way to the other side of town to a comic shop called Secret HQ, which are a great shop. And Sarah picked up some books from there.
Yep.
And then after that, we went to this place called Pickers Retro Haven, which I did a little short on Instagram a few months ago when we last went there. So we went there and we looked. This place, it's like an antique shop, right? Like antique collectible shit. And they've got this comic section. They've got like books, like new release titles that have come out in the last 6 months, $3-4
I'll
bucks.
just add here. So the store, there's many vendors that have their own little stalls within this like one big store.
Yeah, it's quite a big store, yeah.
So yeah, when we last went here, we were shook. Like there was a lot of like really new recent comic books that they were selling it for like $3.
Yeah, so anywhere from
great.
$2.50 to $5 for most of these books.
Yeah.
Every now and then you'll find like a $10 book or something, but I just can't believe some of the books. And half of the shit's like stuff I've bought for full. It's almost like they were selling it at the American cover price.
Yeah,
that's what it was like, but cheaper. It didn't make sense. I told fucking Mark that when we spoke to Mark about it, and he's like, how the hell can
I think it is, I think that he has purchased these himself to read and then like flips them off.
I don't know.
Afterwards.
Well, it depends because there's that table. There's no way someone bought that to read.
No,
because that's just all
different
random.
Stall. That's different stall.
Yeah, okay.
Two different stalls.
But they're still the same price. They're like $2.50. They're all books. I was like, I had no money, so I was like, I had these books like $3, $4. I was like, I can't afford it. But luckily, Sarah bought me one that I wanted.
Oh, is it yours?
Oh,
yeah, of course it is. Of course it is.
She was like, how do you know I don't want it? I was like, you just don't even know what it is. All right, so let's see what Sarah picked up. All comics.
Here you go. I'll give you yours first.
Okay, cool.
I bought this one for Simon.
It's a nice Adam Hughes cover. The Ride. What's that say? Burning Desire. Oh my. Yeah, just an Adam Hughes one that I didn't have in the collection. How much was it? Oh, they took the price off.
It's
$2.50. Thank you, mother for the rabbit's first issue. That means I can even read it if I want. But I'll how dare you? But maybe I'll yeah. But nice Adam Hughes.
I much prefer Adam Hughes art over J. Scott Campbell's.
I must say, there's a one. No, I think it's the Lois Lane cover where the face is identical. It's almost like he's just taken the hat off and used the face for a different cover. But yeah, nice one to add to the Adam Hughes collection. Oh, speaking of Adam Hughes, you guys see how I picked this one up? Woo! Yeah.
All right, so we'll go with what I got at Secret HQ first.
Okay. Oh wait, sorry, I'm missing out on the chat here.
Which actually, technically, this is like a comic that I've read thing. Oh, I got a cute little Secret HQ. Got a cute little receipt.
Sign.
Here we go. Shout out to
Secret Headquarters.
It's not focused.
It's because I'm in
there.
the, there because I'm in the shop.
Shout out to Secret Headquarters. I spent $32.40 there. So here we go. Something I read. I've read the Image series Rogue Sun, which is okay. It's not the best thing I've read, not the worst thing. It was fine, but I read it because Luana Vecchio, an artist I'm a huge fan of.
She's the writer and creator of Lovesick.
Yes. She is doing the cover A's for it, and I felt like if I was going to buy the cover A's for it, then I should read it. So I did.
The German one, mate. The German loot chest.
And I agree. Here you go. I've got an agreement with Bubs from your last video. I agree. Should have got the foil one. Anyway. So she does issue 8 upwards. So here.
So you read it just so you had a reason to buy these covers?
Yes.
that is the dumbest reason to ever buy a cover. Just buy the cover. That's what I say.
But then I've at least read it. You know, it's not as bad. It's got issue 8 here. It's a bit different to her erotic lovesick covers. But I want to collect all of her work. So let's get these. It's pretty cool. Issue 9. They didn't have issue 10, so I've also got issue 11. And this one that came out last week, issue 12.
Can we get it? And you know what's funny? So Sarah was just yapping away with this story in it today. I was like, oh my God.
I love her.
I was just like, holy shit, we're going to be here all day if you don't shut up for a second. So I went and found, because I knew she went in. So I went through the back issues.
Yeah, I didn't even get to go through the back issues myself.
I was
chatting and then he comes up and is like, here they are. Let's go.
I was like, this looks like a Luana cover. Because her faces are you can very tell by her, the way she draws faces is very, she has a, like that was clear. Like that was the first one for us. Like that's definitely Luana. Art there. And then this one here was a little bit harder to tell because I couldn't see the face, but I looked the way she drew her hair and I was that's Luana. So I'm getting pretty good at this. Guessing shit.
Yeah, I do fully commit to not to my cover buys, I commit to the artists that I love. Yes.
I do too, but there's a lot of artists that I love now.
See, you have to be selective. You have to be selective. I'm lucky, like Luana. I think she's only been doing covers for a couple of years, so there's not as much to go back like with Rian's.
I think we've shown it on the show before, but you got the Luana print there as well. Maybe we can show that again.
Yeah. I love this. There you go. We still haven't gotten a frame for it, so it's still taped on the cardboard there so the corners don't get damaged.
Yeah.
But
a month's worth of dust is flew off when you picked it up.
Oops. It's gorgeous. I'm like a massively like big fan of her work. Like I can't believe that because I love sorry, I can't speak. I cannot believe that she, doesn't have a bigger following than what she does. Like I didn't realize today she's only got on Insta, I think it's only like 6,500 followers, where I assumed that she would have had like a massive following because her art is just absolutely spectacular.
So when Lovesick first came out, I followed her. I think she only had like half of this. She might have had 3,000 or less followers on Instagram. I was like, how can someone who created a comic book have such few followers?
No, how can someone create a comic book that's like that? Like the art is just like that stunning, It's just amazing. So that the artist that I tend to stick to now is her, Rian Gonzalez, Jenny Frizen, Maria Lovett, and a little bit of Rose Besh.
Yeah, Rose Besh is done. Rose Besh
she hasn't done as many covers. It's usually about one a month. She does have her off months now where she hasn't. She does a lot of really cool commissions, like pink commissions at conventions. They're awesome. She posts them on her Instagram. But yeah. Yes. Have we missed anything in the chat? Yes. Hell worth it. And the cover for the trade is beautiful.
Have I seen that yet?
Yes, I've shown you.
I can't remember. Yeah, more consistent chip. That's all you picked up?
So that's all from Secret Headquarters. And then these are the ones from the cheap bin at the market.
Oh, that's right. These are the this is from the antique place.
So while we're on the Rogue Sun thing, I'm pretty sure I got this for like
$3.
$3.
First issue.
Issue 1. Rogue Sun there. And then I've also got issue 2 of Rain. The Zoe Thorogood cover. I pretty sure I don't know if I've got this. I know I got issue 1, but I cannot remember if I actually continued getting it because it was during a time that I didn't have a lot of money. So I need to look at that, and I thought if I doubled up, this was $2. I just have 2 of them, which is not the worst thing in the world. And then I have got, I'm trying to think, I'll find out what issue this is.
Isn't that the first issue?
I don't know.
Pretty sure it's the same cover as the first issue.
Yes.
Hashtag Comics Guy. I got to finish reading that. I was quite enjoying that one from Maria Lovett.
Yes, porcelain.
Yeah, I don't know. It was just
I
strange.
bought the hardcover for this, actually.
Oh, really? It was strangely odd, and I really was liking it. It reminded me a little bit of Alice in Wonderland,
But yeah.
like a dark gothy style. And
No, her work is awesome. No, I'm a huge fan of her stuff. Really like them. I actually haven't read Rain. I've
is that the first issue? Second issue.
Second issue. So when I sorted out my comic book collection like properly, maybe like a month or two ago, and I found the issue 1 there because I was taking all the artists that I'm currently collecting out and putting them into separate boxes. And I grabbed it then, first issue of Rain, and it's been sitting on my bed for the last 2 months. So I will get to it. Dragon Ball Z has just been taking over my life. So
who started that, Dra? Was it Tyler that started that Dragon Ball Z thing, and then everyone's reading Dragon Ball now?
It was like because I saw like he was talking about it, and then Lee bought the box set, and then Pop Culture bought the box set, and I was like, I'm gonna do it. I didn't buy the box set. I didn't go as hard as they did. I just read it on a Shonen Jump, but yes. That is all I got from there. There was also 2 Department of Truth issues that I liked. It was like $7 for the 2 of them, but I was responsible. I knew I had to pay for stuff for us to have dinner tonight, so I put them back.
I saw that cover. That came in this week. That one animation. I saw it sitting there. Yeah, he's done a couple of covers. Yeah. I've got one of them where he's used her as the model or whatever, like drawn her face.
Is the only one to come say hello?
Okay, get ready for some pussy content. I started to get into it and started a mini craze. Dragon Ball, anything. There were at the antique place there was this little store that sold like anime statues. They had these massive. I think they were like no-name brands, probably from China. Like there was this massive One Piece statue and Dragon Ball statues like this big for $120. No, she's not happy.
She's always happy when she's with me. I love it. She one of the best feelings that you can ever get, like to do with a cat, is when they follow you around. Like when I move from the bedroom to the couch, she'll follow me to the couch, and if I move back to the bedroom, she'll follow me back to the bedroom.
Did you read Dragon Ball 20 years ago, or did you watch Dragon Ball 20 years? Because I watched Dragon Ball for the first time, like, it's got to be 30 years ago now, nearly. I remember the first time I went to so one of my best friends when I was like real young, like 10, 11, 12 or something like that. We went to his cousin's house, and his cousins were like these dudes that had everything. They had like BB guns and they had all this cool shit, and they were watching. They were watching this cartoon. Like, what's this? They're like, it's Dragon Ball Z. Kind of like, you don't know Dragon Ball Z? They're like, it's Dragon Ball. And it was some tournament, and they're all like fighting each other. And I remember thinking Trunks looked cool. He was like, he's my favorite, even though I didn't know anything about him. For a while, I was wondering if it was a chick. I actually didn't know. I think she's like, can you please let me go, human? I must say, when Tyler's got that first print Dragon Ball thing, that looked cool, I must say. Yeah, I think I've got that one. Watch and read. Wow, Matt Spidey. 20 years ago was a long time. That was the last time he read.
That's the way that Matt, talking pop culture, is doing it as well. So he was told by a friend to watch the anime before reading it. So what he's doing is he's watching some of the anime
and then
he's reading it. And when he gets back up to the anime, he'll...
See, I feel like if I did that, I'd get to a point where I'm like, what's the point of doing both of these? They're the same. It's the same, right?
Pretty sure. I don't know. I don't watch the anime. The manga is enough for me. I usually enjoy a lot more of these things like in manga form lately anyway.
Naruto is one. My friend Pete loves Naruto, so he was always trying to get me. So I've never been a huge anime person, but I always grew up watching it because I had all my friends were into it. So my mate Pete was trying to get me to watch Naruto for so long, and I was like, how? And he's like, oh, I was like, how
Naruto
long is it? And he's like, it's only 500 episodes. I'm like, I'm not going to watch that.
Naruto's like 90% filler from what I've heard.
So is Full Metal Alchemist.
No. Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood follows the manga.
I've heard.
It is amazing.
Because I tried to watch Full Metal Alchemist and I didn't mind it. Like, I enjoyed the characters, but it was just like the same. It was like an episode of Mando.
Well, it's like
I love
It's
Mando.
like when
I love Mando.
it's like when any anime writer tries to continue an anime, even when okay, perfect example, Soul Eater. It's an anime series called Soul Eater. The entire anime is brilliant. It follows along. I think I've never read the manga, but from what I know, it follows along with the manga. But oh no, they want to finish the show, but the manga hasn't finished. They have to come up with their own ending, and they come up with the most stupid fucking ending they probably ever could have thought. You know, they're going to defeat the last big bad guy, and how did they defeat them in the anime? With the power of love and friendship.
How that work? It's like
Exactly.
apparently Cowboy Bebop. Again, I don't think I watched that back in the day, but my friend was telling me if you watch the Japanese version, like the dub, sorry, this subtitle version,
Yeah.
and then you watch the English dubbed version, he goes, the endings are completely different. I was like, whoa, what? Because of whatever they say makes the ending completely different. I'm like, that's really bizarre. Actually, does anyone know? Mad Spider, you might know this. We're talking about today how, you know, in Brazil, how Gwen Stacy didn't die in Spider-Man. So there's that whole thing that in Brazil, Gwen Stacy didn't die. I was like, hang on a second. So I've never quite understood, like, does that mean there's an entire, like, series of Spider-Man that never got released anywhere but Brazil? Like, I don't understand how that works. How can it just be in Brazil that happened? Well, I read School Rumble, and that was just, I couldn't believe how similar the manga was to the series of School Rumble. Obviously, the anime series had a lot more to it, but it was pretty much.
I get what you mean. I like it when they stick to the source material.
It pretty much was the same. I was very shocked. And School Rumble was like a weird comedy sort of series, so yeah. Oh, you watch them both. That's a lot of time invested. But that's all you do, man, Spidey. That's all you do is watch stuff. That's why you don't read. Don't have time to read if you're going to watch all that shit.
But don't force yourself to read if you want to watch anime. Do whatever you enjoy.
Apparently, I don't enjoy reading. I do enjoy reading. It's just
you complain about it.
I get anxiety and overwhelmed with the amount of crap that I have now.
But whose fault is that?
Not mine. It was Mexico. Okay, sorry, I got it wrong. Hang on. So yeah, Mexico has different issues. But does that mean that's like, are those stories told anywhere else but in Mexico? That's crazy to me. That just doesn't make sense. That like, what do you call it? Like the Mexico verse is like different.
Spider-Verse is a different universe for everything.
Might be meaning the verse would go. Oh,
that's cool.
Who does? Because I remember what I think was the first Mad Fest I went to. They had the voice of All Might, and I think he does Vegeta as well. Does that sound about right?
I don't know.
I feel like that's a thing. Can't tell. Yeah, that's about right. Well, I need to, like, literally, I'm not even joking. Like, some days, especially when I'm having a bad day, I just look at my machine and go, I just fucking wish I could just get rid of it now. I just keep the 5 books that I mentioned in my video. But I'm definitely getting to a point where, like, I feel like it's got to come sooner or later that I'm just like, I'm done. I'm going to just get these 5 titles because that's what I actually enjoy reading.
Because you need,
and some of them I don't even enjoy reading anymore.
It's like, it's hard because I remember like even over a year ago, like 2 years ago, saying this to Simon. It's going to get to a point, and like, I'm not the only person that has said this to him. It's going to get to the point where each week buying the books is a chore and you're not going to enjoy the hobby anymore. It's just another bill that you have to buy every week.
I wonder how guys like Mad Spidey do it, considering he doesn't read at all. Like, for example, Ashby. So we have a mate who's also a big Spider-Man collector, but he doesn't read. He's like Mad Spidey. He doesn't read anymore, but he just, I guess it's what, the collector gene in him. He just has to keep getting every Spidey. But then every now and then he's like, oh, I like Fantastic Four. So a Fantastic Four series come out. He's like, oh, I'll get that too.
Or
he'll get every issue. Silver Surfer. He's like, I like Silver Surfer. And then, so he's picking up 3 titles every issue, and you only go in once a month, and you have like all these books. I'm like, what's the point?
I hasn't been in since we picked up his last books. That's why there were so many today.
Yeah, I was like, what is the point? Yeah, like I get it if you're buying it for the cover, or maybe if you like, most of my shit, I intend to read one day, but I've been saying for years, I could cut my shit off now and I'm good for reading for the rest of my life. I've got it that
2
much.
lifetimes.
Yeah, my kids are set. Their kids will be set. Their kids will be set. Hashtag comic family. On that note, are we done? Isn't that what you do? Comics, gotta catch them all is your motto. Nah, I'm getting pretty good. Like my pull list for the months are definitely getting smaller. So for the longest time, it was like averaging minimum $200 a week, right? And now I find my average has kind of dropped down to one. Like I was going from 50 to 150 for a solid month or two, I reckon. And then some weeks I'll get close to that. Like this week was actually no, but I bought some other stuff this week. That's why it was so expensive.
Yes. Yeah.
Anyway, I think we're gonna wrap it. See, yes, we got this. Sarah's like, yeah, but we'll just show our stuff and then we'll go. We're not gonna hang out for an hour. I was like, yeah.
No, it was.
Watch. I'm gonna make it last an hour.
That's not what I said. What I said was because what he likes to do, because he always likes to get to the hour and everything, is even when we finish talking, he will drag it out with random stuff.
That's not true.
Like, I'll just finish
it's
chatting.
all the Siminions in the chat that want to keep talking. Like catching all the berserkers. Lee messaged me before. There's a new berserker coming out. He goes, "Here's another $500 assignment," and I was like, "Nah, I'm done. Unless someone does some bullshit FOMO spec on it." No, I'm done. I'm done with the berserker. It was gives me anxiety that it's only a one shot though, so maybe I should get it. It's only 5 covers.
No,
it's 5 different covers.
Then there's
plus the ratio.
Then there's going to be another one, and then there will be another one, and then there'll be another.
You know what sucks about that as well? Now I know he doesn't die at the end. Berserker is the perfect book where.
Isn't that the point that he can't die?
Yeah, but that's why it's a perfect ending. A guy who can't die dies. That's how you end. All stories should end with the main person dying. For us. Massage time.
See, I agree with Chip here. 45 minutes. Thank you.
Good stuff. 45 minutes. I'll just watch an episode of Rebels or something. I've nearly watched the whole first season of Rebels. I've watched about like 10 or 11 episodes already.
Good job. I've been watching Agretsuko. Very good.
I almost picked up that first issue. I'm kind of spewing I didn't. I'd give it to you now.
Oh, I bought it.
Oh.
For $10.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Because that book was gone for a little while.
It's on its way in the mail right now. Hi, Mark. That's very good. I'm also watching the new Pokemon Horizon series. No Ash.
I don't know who posted the video, but someone posted a video of Keanu doing a book signing in a comic store, and this kid goes up to me and goes, "You're my favorite actor in the whole world." And I don't know who posted that video, but it was real cute. And Keanu's like, "Really? What's your name?" And the kid's like, "My name's whatever." And then he's like, "I am Keanu." And I'm like, "Oh, dude, you're so cool." I want to go to him and tell him he literally was my favorite actor at one point in my life. I'm not joking. When I was like a teenager, I'll tell you Keanu Reeves is my favorite actor.
It's like
from the Bill and Ted movies was why he was my favorite actor. And then he became an action hero. And I was like when he was in Speed, I was like, holy shit, Keanu Reeves. Point Break as well, actually. I was like, holy shit, Keanu Reeves is like an action guy now. And now he's John Wick, the greatest action hero of all time.
It's like going to see My Chemical Romance. It's like, I love your music and your comic book, Sean.
Do you read Umbrella Academy?
I read Umbrella Academy. I read Killjoys.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, I bought the Killjoys.
My first ever comic book that I ordered through Big City Comics and through this one here was the first issue of Killjoy's second series. It was the cover B. Will always be a memorable comic. I was hanging out with him at his place and he had to do his comic orders and he was like looking at things and I was like, I like that cover. And he's like, I'll order that cover for you.
Me?
Mm-hmm.
What a guy. What a guy. That's back when I had Riz. Oh yeah, so that Noah was the kid. Okay, so I didn't know he was actually. Also, I can't remember if I saw My Own Private Idaho. There was another movie he was in, which is really old as well, and I did see that. I can't remember what it was called, but it was like a really shitty low budget film. He was also in the movie Youngblood. If anyone ever saw the ice hockey movie Youngblood, fantastic movie. Patrick Swayze, Rob Lowe, and Keanu Reeves was the goalie in the team, and he had 2 lines in the movie, and he had a weird accent. We'll leave with my impression of yes. Apparently, Sarah said that when we first started talking, I had Riz. I was like, what's Riz? I was like, what the fuck are you talking about? Riz. It's funny how every time I hear terms that I don't understand, I ask people, and everyone seems to know, like F in the chat. Anyone know what F in the chat means? In the chat, huh? Yeah, Youngblood's great. So
Would you say that Youngblood is the GOAT?
It's up there as one of my favorite ice hockey movies, and there's a lot of ice hockey movies that are great. No, that's not. Oh fuck, Brotherhood. It had Brotherhood in the title. Is this what old people do, or is that mean F in the chat? Is that what people would type? They just put
let's put F in the chat.
Perry would know because he's like actually you guys are all
Massive
gamers.
L.
You guys are all gamers. But I did a shorts on unboxing a pair of my first Nike Dunks, and someone wrote F in the chat to this dude, and then someone else replied to him and said, "Yeah, totally." And I was like, "Hey, Sarah, what are these guys talking about?"
And it's like they're making fun of you.
I was like, "Fuck you." Brotherhood of Justice. There you go. That's the one. That was not a good movie, but I watched it because Keanu was in it. Oh, okay. Anyway, we're hit the hour. Sarah is dying for a massage.
I was not dying for bed. It's 10 p.m. I normally go 10 p.m. to go to bed at 10 p.m. for work the next day.
Do you
I'm
work?
tired. It's been a long day.
Tomorrow I am going to maybe do if Star Wars is actually finished downloading, which it hasn't because my PlayStation 2. Hey, just quickly, anyone with a PS5, do your games update in rest mode? Because mine has not been doing it, and I've got all the settings correct. It won't. Every time my thing goes in rest mode, shit doesn't. That's why Star Wars has been updating.
Please help him. He's been getting
2
very
days.
mad.
Well, I wanted to do the stream 2 days. We bought it on Friday. It's Sunday now, and still not done.
2 days. Yesterday he tried.
Anyway, that's all. Yeah, and tomorrow night I'm going to do the release, probably the vlog with Lee from last week. Bit of fun, and then look out for next week. This week's Comic Call this week is not going to be till the weekend because I'm going to be in Queensland. But on Wednesday I'll have a video out. The first video at my brother's man cave about alien toys and shit. So a bunch of toy videos coming. And yeah, I might do a stream tomorrow with the game. I'll probably do it on Twitch actually because we already did a stream today. Or maybe, we'll maybe do it on Twitch. I did like super chat videos. I made a string of super chat. I made a string of super chat videos, but they're pay-per-view, so no one gets to see them just yet. That's it. Thank you guys so much for hanging out.
Thank you.
Have you got anything to plug? Sarah suggested that this week's Comic Call she should go pick the books up and make a video on her own.
But we actually don't have any. It's DC week, so there's nothing coming in.
Yeah, that's true.
Not actually. That's a lie. Normally it would be Diamond week. There you go. It would be Diamond week, but we actually went in and picked up our books on release last Thursday rather than waiting to this Wednesday. Yeah.
So apparently I Googled it, and apparently it's a big issue, and it's a pain in the ass because the Star Wars was 60 gig, I think, for the game. And day one release had a 150 gig update. And
you know what you should do? You should change the rest mode thing to never turning off with media on and put on a random movie and just pause the movie and turn the TV off.
Yeah, like I've got it to not turn off and it just turned on one rest mode, like on its own. I'm like,
no, because it's just sitting in the home menu. That's why.
Yeah, but
anyway.
Anyway, guys, thank you guys for hanging out. It was fun. Well, hopefully we'll do another one soon. Have a good day, night, afternoon.
And in case I don't see ya, good afternoon, good evening, and good night.
See you guys.